If you were a doctor, you had a special license plate and
Yep.
you could park your car wherever the heck you wanted in front of a fire hydrant. You wouldn't get a ticket. You could drive it on the sidewalk and park it. You wouldn't get a ticket. I
Yeah.
thought that was the coolest thing when I was still not a doctor, but I was in medical school and I saw these MD cars parked wherever they wanted.
Yeah, that doesn't
It's
work.
like, that is such a cool thing. But I don't think that's still true in Manhattan, or is that gone?
No, it's replaced with handicap slips.
Yeah.
Yes. Right. Yeah. So I guess we coasted with Jim for a while.
I, I wanted to know from Jim, what was the biggest difference that he's seen since he.
I guess the two things are when we opened Bayshore and as medicine has changed, it used to be in the beginning that the patient would be like, I would call them a Kaplanophile, right? They would only want to see Dr. Kaplan. If I had the day off, they would, even if they were sick, they would wait till I came in the next day. Now, I think the insurance has changed it where patients see us interchangeable. And perhaps that's one of the reasons why all the kids are just so sick. They're much, much more sick nowadays than they were in my day, right? When I first started, if they had ear infection, that was like a lot of the visits. But now a lot of the visits for these adult type diseases, obesity and PCOS and all this kind of stuff, autism, it's terrible.
And you saw the opening of the Bayshore office, right? That was open after you joined.
Yep.
And I think that was probably pretty big.
And that was Dr. Barlizzo's practice that we took over. That's no longer with us. Dr. Barlizzo passed away many years ago.
I think what Jim is alluding to really is like the Northwell and Stony Brookification of everything, where you go to Northwell, it was Rice around Kaplan, it was Dr. Grello, it was Dr. Raymond. The practice had the name of the doctor. Now it's Northwell at Plainview, Stony Brook here. So that's what the people are used to now. Yeah, it certainly changed.
Yeah. Now it's, I could see Dr. Riley at 2, or I can, while I'm driving past one of the 8 urgent cares, I could just see them at 12:30. I'll just stop there because Dr. Riley's a doc. The urgent care doctors are doctors. So what's the difference? You know what I mean? It used to be, like I would go on vacation and the nurses would joke. I would go on vacation and there would be no well babies because all babies would come to see me. And then when I came back, it was all of a sudden be baby, right? And it's not like that anymore.
Yeah, but at least now they're coming to see one of the team doctors at RBK Pediatrics.
Yeah. What better for me?
Because the culture is the same. The ideas are the same. The ideology is the same. The workflows are the same. It was created from way back. The ideas are just put into a computer now.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And I hear every one of you who's been a partner there say the same thing. The quality of medicine comes first, and the availability to the patient and that shared work ethic is what keeps it all together.
I agree. The shared work ethic.
You have to understand, Reichman did one very smart thing. When he opened up his office, it was in the middle of a new community. And that established patients right away. And that's where the name became part of the community in Comac and just expanded. And then his involvement in the various organizations he was in. And that spread for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know how you carry that forward, although I see some practices that are new that are doing the same thing. High quality, open 7 days a week. Really enjoy seeing the kids. But a lot of these younger physicians want shift work.
Yes.
They want shift work. They don't see, I think to me, being a doctor is like being a rabbi or a priest. You just, you go home, but you're still a rabbi or a priest, no matter what the day of the week it is. Someone calls their loved ones in the hospital, you get dressed, you go counsel them. And to me, that's being a doctor is the same thing. Someone calls on Sunday and they need your help. You pick up the phone and you do what you can. I don't think this younger generation has that feeling of community and working together. It's more about me. And I do my shift work and then don't bother me when I get home.
It's the
And-
whole hospitalist thing, which is a new special, quote unquote, specialty. It's hard for us to compete. They spend 3 years in the hospital, then they get, what are you most comfortable doing? Seeing ear infections, and Jim said autism, or staying in the hospital. So they stay in the hospital. And like you said, do the shift work.